Thank our speakers today, Carla and Catherine and Stephanie and Maura. Thank you all for coming here to share your stories, and thank you to the advocates who came to show their support for this very important issue, very timely issue that we're dealing with. First, I'd like to invite Carla Rabinowitz to the stage. She's from Community Access in New York City.
As someone who has been there, been in hospitals, I know living in a hospital with its loss of dignity is harsh. To function in society, mental health recipients, like everyone else, need a home and a job and some friends. Quality housing and peer employment can rebuild a life, and is far cheaper than the cost of even short hospital stays. Hospitals are not recovery-oriented focused. They're focused on medicating someone for a short period of time. Access to good community-based services is what has allowed me as a person to remain out of the hospital. Since I've been working at a pure job and living in stable housing, I have not been hospitalized for over 12 years. That compares to being cycling in and out of hospitals for years. Redeploying the state workforce and reinvesting the savings to boost the efforts of the nonprofit workforce is a winning strategy that will work to give us the community system we want and need. Thanks goes to Acting Commissioner Christine Woodlock, if I got that name right, and the Governor for their roles in proposing consolidations of hospitals. Now we need to reinvest that money so that mental health recipients like myself and others up here can continue to rebuild our lives through peer employment and supportive housing and avoid the high costly and dignity stripping hospital stays. Thank you.
My name is Catherine Cassio. I work for Mental Health Empowerment Project Incorporated, or better known as MEHEP. MEHEP is a statewide peer support and self-help organization founded in 1988. It was formed to develop and support self-help and peer support as a way for people to decrease dependency upon the mental health system and develop community connections that help them achieve their dreams and goals. In the spirit of Olmsted, I would like to thank the Governor Cuomo for preparing to close some of New York State's psychiatric hospitals. This is great for our community. I would like to encourage the governor to reinvest the savings from these closures and consolidations back into the community by way of access to affordable housing, alternatives such as holistic treatments, and peer support services. Peer support services are provided by people who are current or former users of mental health services. These services include community-based programs that provide people with rights protection, outreach, holistic healing strategies, recovery supports, transitional supports, and crisis supports. I would also like to ask Governor Cuomo to make this process transparent. Current and former users of mental health services must be at the table when deciding how to use reinvestment dollars. Again, I want to reiterate, nothing about us without us. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Orlando, and I'm the Executive Director of Youth Power. Youth Power is a New York State network of young people with disabilities and cross-systems experience, such as experience in the mental health system, juvenile justice, developmental disabilities, foster care, addiction, and special education. I myself have received mental health services as a youth and as a young adult. And as a founder of Youth Power, I'm proud to stand here today in support of the New York State Regional Centers of Excellence. The New York State efforts to move towards deinstitutionalization is very important for our future and for recovery of youth and young adults, as well as all people with mental health issues. This opportunity to transform the mental health system really makes it so that we can provide cutting-edge services that are trauma-informed, that have a strong element of peer support and recovery. And in the youth world, we like to use the word resiliency. We're resilient, we can bounce back. Things happen to us. We have experiences, we have difficulties, but with the right support in our community that involves our family, we can recover. We are resilient. This new system, I hope, will bring to a day where young people and adults don't have to say that they were locked up to get care.
We've been promised a reinvestment of the savings, not only from hospital closures, but also from attrition. So jobs that will normally phase out over the coming years, that money will be reinvested not only into community-based services, but new jobs and new training opportunities for jobs in the community. And we do feel like that promise has been stated. Not only was it in the Regional Center of Excellence plan, but it also is reflective of the needs and the comments of the stakeholders that commented during the listening tour of Kristen Woodlock during her statewide tour. And she did make a promise to the consumers at that time that reinvestment would be a prominent part of her decision-making process.